Hello, my friend. I'm the Hunter here from amnorhunter.com. Happy to spend some time with you in another video, as always. And this time around, I want to share with you a brand new freebie by Zoom Audio. This is a new clipper VST plugin, both soft and hard clipping and clipper, right? So in this video, I want to show you some of the very simple and with ease of use functionalities, features and controls, and also talk a little bit about why clippers are so important to me, and also show you some audio tests, of course, of this brand new clipper in action, right? As usual, I will leave you all of the applicable links in the video description and first comment, and I will also leave you timestamps in case that you want to move around between the mini segments of the video. Before we begin with the content, let me invite you quickly to my website, amnorhunter.com, where you can grab some additional freebies, such as some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers. These guides are about mixing with free plugins, about productivity hacks for your home studio, about how to make more music in less time as well. Additionally, I have some other freebies, such as some tools, such as some collections of guitar impulses, some collections of drum sample packs, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out this channel or my blog, which I am updating almost every day with content like this. Let me know if you're here in the live stream, in the live chat. I am always happy to hear from you, to read your comments, questions, engage in conversations with you, or else leave your comment down below after the live stream ended. So let's go, let's switch to my DAW here to talk a bit further of this clipper, right? A bit more in depth. Okay, so I'm gonna try this clipper on different instruments here. And first, let's talk about why clippers are so important to me nowadays. Before I knew about the proper use of clippers, I remember, right, using compression and limiting, of course, to control the dynamics of my mixes. But when I finished the mixes, they, even though they were sometimes heavily limited, they weren't loud enough as other tracks. And if I started to push more the limiter at the end of the mastering chain, I was losing a lot of dynamics, right? So then some years ago, I found out about clippers, right? And clippers allow you to control the peaks however you want, of course. And if you control the peaks on the individual levels of the mixing, like individual instruments, if you control little by little the peaks, when you get to the mastering stage, everything will be so much under control. You're not gonna have like peaks out of the blue, or like yeah, that's where clippers come very in handy to me. And since you have a very controlled, very tight dynamic range with clippers, you now can go ahead and use limiters and increase the loudness more, compete with what's out there, right? More without losing punch or dynamics, right? And clippers, I like to use them after a compressor, let's say on an individual channel, right? And of course, in the mastering chain, I like to use, for instance, if I'm using equalizer, compression, then limiting. So the the clipper, it's before the limiter, all right? So if the clipper is grabbing some peaks, is cutting, like clipping, of course, some peaks, when the audio, the source, gets to the limiter, it's already more controlled, more tight, and the limiter doesn't have to work as hard as if you were not using a clipper, right? So let me show you, for instance, I love clippers on drums, and let's check out this clipper here on drums. Well, first, sorry, before we go with that, let's talk about the brand new crispy clip light by Zoom Audio, right? It has very simple controls. You have here a ceiling. You can use your mouse wheel to decrease this ceiling in decibels, right? And when you start to decrease it, when the ceiling gets to it's like a threshold. When the threshold reaches the loudest peak, you will start to notice here a LED, like a light, where this is the clip amount, right, in decibels as well. And now you can push this the volume of the track with also when you increase it quite like after half here, you start to notice some saturation, and I think it's musical saturation, not saturation in a bad way. That's pretty cool. You can also with saturation round up a bit the transients in a nice way, and now you can really increase the loudness of that track and controlling it so much with the ceiling. And also, cool thing about this clipper is that it's soft and hard, right? So here to the left you have the soft clipper algorithm, and if you start to move this to the right, you start to enter in the hard clipping territory, right? You can go to all the way up to the right. Soft clipping, it's less aggressive, more transparent, whereas hard clipping is more aggressive, right? And more apparent as well. A combination of both, works nicely on this plugin. So let's check out these drums. I'm gonna show you how I use them, right? So I'm gonna play the song. Okay, I am already clipping here. Let's start from scratch. So default, right? So let's check it out. Okay, and I want you to watch the meters here. So if you see the drums start like at -6 decibels, -4, boom, and then -1. So with those tom hits of the drummer, it was totally out of control, and the peaks went to, sorry, my mouse. Yeah, the peak just went to the roof, right? So with clippers we can control that very nice, and watch what happens, or listen what happens as well. You're gonna have a very controlled signal that it's not gonna exceed the ceiling here. You are not gonna lose punch or anything like that, and also you can push and bring up more loudness in this track. So I'm gonna start to decrease the ceiling. Okay, there it starts to clip, right? And mostly the snare is clipping there. Okay, snare. Okay, and let's see here the meters here. -7.2, right? It's not going to -4 to -1, and you really are not. I'm not hearing any difference at all in the drums by chopping up those peaks, right? And now I can push this. And I have a very controlled drum kit, drum sound, and also introducing a bit of saturation. and I am not worried that some hits of the drummer will get those transients out of control, right? It's a very nice way to control the drums, and these drums are compressed, right? There is compression on the drum bus, so the compressor is already controlling the dynamics. But as you can as you can see, some peaks are still cutting through the compressor. The compressor sometimes don't stop some peaks from passing through the threshold. That's where clippers come very in handy, right? So yeah, let's use it here on bass as well. So this bass, it's also compressed, heavily compressed. Well, not so heavily, but it has a fast attack time that it's really controlling the dynamics of the bass, but it's still out of control, especially these 4 notes. Let's check it out here without the clipper first. Watch the meters here, -6. Okay, let's start it over. -14, 11, boom, -6. So you can save a ton of headroom also using clippers. I love them for that. So let's start here, reducing this there. Okay, let's now check out the meters. -12, -11, -10. It's not gonna pass through -10, right? You saved like 4 decibels of headroom. Imagine controlling the dynamics in this way on other instruments, right? So now I can push right, so I can introduce saturation as well. You can like sit the bass or any instrument very nicely with the other instruments in the full mix with the push, right? If you needed a bit of volume or something with this, you would do it. And let's try the hard clipping here. Okay, I like to use it at 50% here. Let's also test it on these vocals that are also compressed. As you see here, the waveforms are not super out of control, right?
Don't look into these eyes if you want to stay
-5.
free. Stepping out.
-3. It jumped from -5 to -3 in this little segment here.
Don't look into these eyes if you want to stay free. Stepping out.
Right, like 3-4 decibels maybe that we can save with clipping here.
Don't look into these eyes if you want to stay free.
Let's go further.
Don't look into these eyes if you want to stay free. Stepping out.
-5. It's not gonna pass through that. It didn't go to -3 like before, right? So I have a very controlled vocal performance, maybe catching only the peaks, or even I'm not even seeing any clip amount here.
Don't
maybe
look into these eyes if
there.
you want to stay free. Stepping out.
Yeah, very little, just catching the peaks, right?
Don't look into these
I need
eyes
more
if you
volume.
want to stay free.
And I am not like changing the properties or the nuances of the vocal or something. I am not adding anything really in terms of, well, if you add saturation, of course, but if you do it in a very clean way, you're not gonna change the sound. You're gonna control the dynamics, and like it's all good, right? There's nothing bad about this. I find only benefits in using clippers like this, right? And finally, let's check it out in a full mix. Also here, let's suppose that this mix is ready. I'm gonna master it and stuff. So before a limiter, I would put a clipper like this to control some of the loudest peaks that are still passing through all of the compression, the bus compression and all that. And I am just gonna catch some peaks, and the limiter at the end doesn't have to work as hard with the dynamics. Okay, let's see here. Minus 1.7. So for instance here at the beginning, minus 3.5. And you see here, this is the snare. The snare is what's causing some changes in dynamics drastically. Instead of being like more controlled, right? Minus 3, minus 1 with some snare hits. So let's save maybe a couple of decibels of headroom with this. 3 decibels here of clipping. Let's check out the meters here. Minus 5.4, minus 5. And yeah, there you go. Like you just saved like 3 decibels of headroom, and the sound remains the same, and you just are like, and also the impact is there, right? It's not like you are clipping a lot to really put everything flat and to kill the dynamics. We are not trying to kill the dynamics, we just want to control it in different stages throughout the mix and mastering process. So for instance here, 2 decibels, 4 sometimes. Awesome. And I can use a limiter to increase the loudness, or maybe a bit with this. Right, I have more volume, and I have a lot of control over the dynamics. The sound didn't change at all, and yeah, it's like all good, right? All benefits, like I said. So clippers are one of my favorite tools, definitely to mix and master. Let's check out here some comments. Mark Lee is here. Hello, Mark. Nobody in the chat yet. It seems that nobody was here. It's a bit late anyway here. It's like almost 8 p.m. here, and in all America continent it's a bit late. Probably that's why. Hornet is giving away the LA peak for the next 24 hours or so. Yeah, Mark, thanks a lot for the heads up. I saw some hours ago the news. So thanks a lot, Mark, for being here. Before we leave, let me invite you one last time to my website, amnorhunted.com, where you can grab some additional freebies, such as some free PDF guides and ebooks, also some free tools, such as some collections of guitar impulses, some collections of drum sample packs, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out this channel or my blog, which I am updating almost every day with content like this. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. I will see you very soon in the next video, right? Juan, hola Juan, saludos desde Uruguay, dice. Saludos hasta Uruguay. Juan desde México. Greetings to Uruguay. Juan is saying hello to us. So, hello. Bye-bye. Take care, my friend. And I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye-bye.